I think it's important for us to showcase the folks that make the work that we do possible and really build this community. For those of you who have not had the pleasure of meeting, my name is Elaine Hardy, and I am the very privileged chairperson for the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Commission of Mid-Michigan, a group of individuals from our community that I always refer to as community heroes and champions who volunteer to serve on this commission, but carry the legacy of Dr. King in their daily lives and in their walk. And so I am excited to be able to present them to you. I have people standing in the back telling me to talk louder, and that's hilarious to me because if I do, I'm going to talk faster and you're still not going to be able to understand me. I have the honor of being able to share some of our community partners today. This event kicks off what I think is the most wonderful day of the year, a day that we get to come together as a community and celebrate the life and legacy of my hero and a true American patriot, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. But first, for those of you who were here last year, I think our city manager was newly installed, maybe about 90 days, and we asked him to come hang out with us in the middle of a blizzard. We had a blizzard that day. It was an almost blizzard. It happened later on. And without any further ado, I'm going to ask Robert Belleman to come up and say hello to you.
Well, that's easy. I can say hello. I'm Robert Belleman, City Manager of City of East Lansing. But she also had some talking points, so I want to touch on that. But I want to say I'm honored to be here, to be invited as a representative of City of East Lansing and our partnership with the City of Lansing. The third Monday in January is dedicated to honoring the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Since 1981, the cities of East Lansing and Lansing have jointly celebrated Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday as with a regional commemoration. In 1985, the city of East Lansing spearheaded the nation's first formal holiday honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a year ahead of the 1986 federal legislation. For nearly 4 decades, East Lansing has been a key partner in hosting the nation's largest MLK Jr. luncheon, attracting over 2,000 attendees. So again, a round of applause to the commission and that effort and that continued support. This year's theme draws inspiration from Dr. King's powerful words delivered at Lincoln Memorial in 1963. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up to live out the true creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men, persons, are created equal. And I know the high school writing competition spoke to a lot of that, and I appreciate engaging our youth in defining what that legacy really means. The city of East Lansing is committed to advancing social justice, equity, and inclusion. On January 7th, 2025, the East Lansing City Council passed a resolution to pay tribute to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and acknowledge the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Commission of Mid-Michigan. Congratulations on your work. We look forward to an inspiring celebration. And then I added a couple comments myself. So Monday is a day to remember what Dr. King Jr. stood for and worked tirelessly to accomplish. Work he would want all of us, you and me, to continue. So let's learn how to treat everyone as equals, respect each other, and care for each other. Congratulations to the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Commission of Mid-Michigan on your 40 years of celebrating and honoring Dr. Martin Luther King's life and legacy. Thank you.
He didn't even need my talking points. He's good, wasn't he? It's hard for me to not get emotional at this time. You know, we always joke as a commission and say, oh, we'll get together and then we'll have people give us these big old checks and it'll be a fun day and it'll, but the people that celebrate with us, the people that partner with us from across this region, they're really special people. Organizations, corporations can give their money anywhere they want to, right? Most of them, you can go on their webpage and you'll see their philanthropic story. They'll talk about what they like to give to and who they've given to. And all of that's amazing because it makes them good corporate partners. But our commission gets to have relationships with people who understand the work that we do and the legacy that we carry. I have said this year more than ever that we are caretakers of a precious and hopefully enduring legacy, one that all of us share in common, no matter where we live or where we work or who we worship or who we love. And that's our desire to have agency of ourselves. It is our desire to be free. And so when you get an opportunity as an organization like us, a very small nonprofit, to be able to look at people who give to us and support our work in their face and know that they share that belief and that they do things every day to make certain that we all are free, that we all get to enjoy the American promise, then it means something. So our folks mean something to us. And so I get the absolute pleasure of introducing a few of them to you today. I'm going to try not to talk so much about everybody because then I can get us out at a good time. But I'm going to ask Deb Toby from Cinnaire to come forward and share a few words with us.
Thank you so much, Elaine. I am actually stepping into the shoes of Mark McDaniel, who probably most of you all know. So I'm hoping to be able to make him proud. I am Deb Toby with Cinnaire Corporation here in Lansing, on the south end of Lansing. I am Cinnaire's Human Resources, Chief of Human Resources. So it is an honor to stand before you today as we begin our annual celebration of the Dr. Martin Luther King. We seem to be having this in Martin Luther King Jr.'s enduring legacy, a legacy of equality, justice, and hope that continues to inspire and challenge us to be better, to do better, and to create a world where fairness and opportunity are not just aspirations, but realities. Cinnaire is proud to sponsor the 2025 James W. Butler III and Mark S. McDaniel Legacy Scholarship Contest, supporting scholarships for inspiring student essay writers. This year's theme is a reflection on Dr. King's words, "I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal." This quote is not just a dream for the future, but a call to action for today. It reminds us that achieving equality requires intentional effort, shared responsibility, and unwavering commitment. At Cinnaire, this work is at the very heart of who we are. Cinnaire is a nonprofit community development financial institution driven by our mission to transform people and places through equitable financial and development solutions. Over the past 31 years, we've grown to serve 9 states, empowering communities and creating opportunities through affordable housing, economic development, and supporting those who have historically been left behind. Dr. King's principles and values live deep within our culture at Cinnaire. Since our inception 31 years ago, our work has been guided by a simple yet profound belief. It's all about the people. If you've heard McDaniel speak over the years, you will have heard those words over and over. This belief shapes every decision we make and every action we take. We believe, as Dr. King did, that transformative change starts by creating opportunities for all people to thrive. That's why we're especially proud to sponsor this event and support the scholarship contest. Investing in the dreams of our future leaders, our youth, is one of the most meaningful ways we can honor Dr. King's legacy. Thank you.
He would have been super proud. I got a note and said, hey, the Lansing, president of Lansing City Council was here, and I just wanted to recognize you. You want to come up and chat with us for a little while, or are you?
Sure.
You? Come on.
I'm Ryan Cost, president of Lansing City Council. I'm here on behalf of the city. The mayor could not make it, so he picked the person with the most hair to be here. So I am very proud to have this event within the city of Lansing. I was able to come to this event as a city council member and see a lot of things that I typically would not see. And you know, I'm proud to partner with the city of East Lansing. I know that the administration and city council are committed to Dr. King's words that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And I think that we all strive, I do, and will continue to strive, not to just celebrate the legacy of Dr. King and what he believed, but on one day, but to do it every day. Because it is, I think, more prevalent than ever that we need to remember some of the lessons Dr. King taught and make sure that we move forward in this society to make sure things remain equitable and there is equality, even in times that we feel we're going backwards. So I'm very proud to have this event and look forward to Monday. So thank you for the opportunity to speak. I don't have prepared remarks. I'm sorry, this was last minute.
Well, you've done good for last minute. You've done good. Next up are my friends from McDaniel Broadcasting. Come on up here, John. He's my dear friend Ken is probably on a ski slope or doing something, but I'm sure that we're going to get a chance to see Ken this weekend.
Yes. My name is John Boheis. I'm the market manager for McDaniel Broadcasting here in Lansing. I love the idea of being here, and I moved up here 6 years ago from Chattanooga, and this event has been going on many years before I got here. It is a passion for me to be involved in this. Ken is our president and owner of our radio group, lives in Saginaw. The very first thing that Ken told me was, we need to get involved. We need you to get involved in this because we want to support this. We have a radio station, Power 96.5. It's one of our 5 radio stations. Hip-hop, R&B fits the format. But the most important part is I look at this radio station as our opportunity to talk to everybody in Lansing. And that's what we try to do. And I'm so proud to be part of this. Thank you.
So I was talking to someone because the running joke is that I'm very close friends with Ken, and don't listen to any of his radio stations, none of them. And so someone was, I was talking with him, he's like, yeah, I was listening to 96.5 and the MLK commercial, they like play it every 3 minutes. I was like, good. But then bad, because we don't have any tickets. So, but I cannot say enough about our relationship with Ken. I joke. If you see him walk in here, you would know he was a radio guy, because I will guarantee you he has a plaid blazer on. And wherever he is, probably even on the ski slope. And he and I think differently about things in the world, and maybe have different perspectives about who we vote for. But he solidly is in the corner of equity and fairness and just the right things. So I'm glad to have McDonald as a partner. And now, I've talked about how we get to have relationships with the people that support the work that we do, that we get to look them in their eyes and just have community with them. And one of the people that do community so well all over the place, but particularly with the MLK Commission is Jackson, and I'm going to have my friend come up and make us all proud.
Good morning. I'm Danielle Robinson, and on behalf of Jackson's 3,900 associates across the country, I just want to say what a pleasure it is to again support the Dr. Martin Luther King events all weekend long, but maybe more than that, to support diversity, equity, and inclusion in our workplace all year long. You might notice I'm in Lions gear. We're having a Lions Spirit Day today, so go Lions! At Jackson, our business's purpose is to help Americans achieve financial freedom for life. And in order to keep our promises to our customers and to do what we've promised we'll do to them, we have to maintain a strong, inclusive, and equitable workplace where people feel valued and respected, something I think Dr. King would have agreed with. Members of our employee resource group, VIBE, which stands for Visions in Black Excellence, are going to be joining me Monday at the luncheon to represent Jackson. And VIBE is one of 9 employee resource groups that we have at Jackson. And I am delighted to be a part of a company and a community that sees the value and dignity of each person, no matter what they look like or where they come from. On Monday, I am honored to get to introduce our special guest, civil rights leader, Dr. Bernard Lafayette Jr. And as I've been learning more about him to prepare for my remarks, something that's really impressed me is his commitment to positive change through nonviolence. I think we're all going to really be inspired and challenged by his message. I can't wait to be there with all of you. See you on Monday. Thank you.
So we do have big old checks as promised, and at the end, we're going to have each organization come up with the commission and hold those big old checks, okay? I probably should have told you that at the top, so you're wondering, where are the big old checks at? They're here. Next up is another community partner, and I know that people get tired of me doing this, but you all know I love East Lansing, right? I live in East Lansing for 40 years. It's my place. I get excited about East Lansing businesses supporting, and East Lansing folks supporting the work that we do. And so we've got another East Lansing staple in the community, Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. I think Ariana's going to come on behalf of the credit union.
Thank you, Elaine. Just before I share my remarks, I just want all of us to just thank the commission for their amazing work. They make all of this happen, and it's so great that we get to show up throughout the weekend, but it's all because of their hard work, and I believe it's one of the largest in the country, so this is really a remarkable event that all of us get to be a part of. And at this time of the year, we're always reminded of Dr. King's teachings of love and tolerance and nonviolence. And while we can reflect on it and celebrate it today, it's really important that we are doing this throughout the year, that it's not just during this time of the year. And so I want to share a little bit about what MSUFCU does throughout the year that really instills these values. So internally, similar to Jackson, we have affinity groups, and so I'm proud to serve as our executive sponsor of CU Bold, Black Originators, Leaders, and Doers. And this year, they had an idea. They said, how can we support local businesses, Black-owned businesses? And so at the credit union, we hosted the Black Business Expo, and this was our inaugural year. But all of the businesses we invited had great success. They were able to have over $2,000 in sales throughout the day, and we had over 100 people come in. And so we're trying to create that ability for that connection that we all get throughout this time of the year. And then externally, we remain committed to supporting a variety of nonprofits and organizations who also share this value. We all know Our Space Foundation, 517, they put on a phenomenal Juneteenth event weekend. We are proud to be the cultural sponsor of that, as well as one of the first sponsors of Grit Glam Guts Black Girl Day of Play. And then finally, we have a really remarkable financial education program. Jamara Randall started that program, founded it. A lot of you know her in this room. But she had an idea a couple years ago when she said, we're missing a demographic in our financial education. There's this systemic disparity in our financial education we're missing a market. And she spent years creating this program to make it exactly what it needed to be, to address the emotional trauma, to create a product also so everyone can qualify for membership. Everyone can have products that meet their needs. And so I want to give a big shout out to Jamara, and then of course there's some graduates in this room, so congratulations, Fonda. I see you. It's our privilege to be a partner, and just thank you to everyone for all the work that you do in our community.
I can't believe I've been talking for 25 minutes or we've been talking 25 minutes, and she is the first one to mention our keynote for the day of celebration. And it is not for lack of me feeling like a schoolgirl that he's coming, but the fact that we have worked for the last decade or so to bring civil rights icons to our community. And Dr. Lafayette is one of those foot soldiers in the movement that was never widely covered in media, but who actually was present for every seminal civil rights activity or movement since 1958. So he was there, present, participating and active in the Montgomery bus boycotts, all the way up until the day that Dr. King was assassinated in 1968, where that morning King saw him off to go back to Atlanta to work. But he was there on the bridge with his dear friend John Lewis. He co-founded the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee with Dr. Diane Nash. He integrated the Nashville lunch counters. His portfolio of work that he did for us as a country is phenomenal, and I'm excited that we have the opportunity to bring him here. So thank you for mentioning him, and I'm sorry I didn't, because I'm excited. All right, I get to not only have an opportunity to partner with organizations in our work, but then we sometimes have those organizations be a part of our family and be a part of the work that we do. And I am proud to ask Kelli Etchison from LAFCU to come up and share a few words with us, fellow commissioner.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Kelli Ellsworth Etchison. I am the Chief Marketing Officer and Chief Diversity Officer at LAFCU, and it's like so awesome that it's our 40th luncheon, our day of celebration. It's my 40th year in the financial industry. So I think about like all of the work that we have done at LAFCU over the years, and I'm really, really proud at the intentionality that we are focusing on with our modest means, people in our communities. And so one of the things that we have recently launched is Express Cash. And Express Cash is an answer to payday lending. Payday lending, as you know, I've been in Michigan since 2005, and it's harming our communities at 391% interest when you annualize their fees. And so we have come up with a short-term and a short dollar amount, loan amount, up to $2,000. And it's very similar to the tenants that Payday Lending has built their program on, as far as no credit report, we're not pulling credit. It's a portal. Within 60 seconds, that money is funded into their account. And it's at a responsible rate of 18.99% interest, which is lower than credit card interest for most credit cards, way lower than the 391%. We recently changed our CDs where you had to have at least $500 to start a certificate of deposit. And we have lowered that dollar amount down to $50. We want to make sure that people of modest means can also earn a higher rate of interest on their means, whatever their means are. And so that's really important to us as well at LAFCU. We, probably 4 or 5 years ago, we started a program, our Pathway to Financial Transformation. It is a 8-month-long program that we send our adults through, and we wanted it to be a really long program because we want them to be able to actually put into practice what they learn and then see results. And part of that program, we start at the very beginning where we're having them we're pulling their credit reports, their credit score at the top of the class. 8 months later, we do it again after they've started putting those practices into play. And we're seeing at graduation, and we have a full-blown graduation ceremony with a cap and gown, and we see that our graduates are saying, my credit score increased by 100 points. We've had people be able to save thousands of dollars that they never thought they could save at all. And so we're just trying to get back to the principles of credit unions when they were founded back in the 1800s in Germany, of modest means. Back then, credit unions weren't started to buy a home. They weren't started to finance a car. They were started for household goods, making sure people could have furniture in their homes and washer and dryers and that type of things as they were back then. And they weren't the washer and dryers we have today. So we wanted to make sure that we can do that. And so just kind of living out the creed of how we can level set things. That's what Dr. King was about, like, you know, all men being created equal, pulling that out of the Declaration of Independence, holding the country to that promise of all men being created equal. We know that when that was written, that it was still 87 years later before blacks were granted their freedom in this country in Texas. The last state, well, there were a couple of more, but anyways, we know that there's been a lot of work to do, and we're still seeing that work being unraveled. We're going to see a lot of changes in 2025 that impact the work of DEI. And so we're just here, we're just really proud of the work that we're doing. We're proud of the companies that are still in the fight, knowing what may be looming. We're proud of companies like Costco that's still in the fight, our local companies that are still in the fight that haven't turned back their work in DEI. And so being part of the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Commission, sorry, I'm like, you know, I'm 60, so I'm in hot flash mode. And it's hot in here. It's hot as Hades in here. And then I'll be cold in 2 seconds. So that's part of that work, that aging process. But I just wanted to thank all of you for still believing in this work, still fighting the good fight that our civil rights leaders have fought. And it's my honor, it's LAFCU's honor to do this work. We've got a couple of big announcements that we're going to be releasing that is going to further this work in the community, and so be on the watch for those announcements coming soon. Thank you.
Hold on, I think we got just 2 more. I am going to have my friend Jamie King from Case Credit Union come up. Look at him. I have such a funny story about their CEO, but it's no fun if he's not here.
Where's Jeff and Anita? Well, good morning. I am Jamie King, Assistant Vice President over Electronic Services in our Marketing Department at CASE. I am filling in for our CEO and President, Jeff Benson. I do realize these are big shoes to fill, so just bear with me as I get through this. I do have some prepared remarks, won't keep you long, but we are so glad to be in this space of work and community development. This year, as we reflect on the powerful theme of today's celebration, I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the meaning of its creed, that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. We are reminded of Dr. King's unwavering belief in the fundamental rights and dignity of every individual. He called on us to live out the values embedded in our founding creed, that all people are created equal, and that all people deserve opportunity, and that all people deserve the right to pursue happiness. At Case Credit Union, we are not just a financial institution. We are a community partner committed to empowering individuals and strengthening neighborhoods. We have a designation of a CDFI, which means that we are a community development financial institution where we lend to low to moderate income people and communities. And we want to help people not only build their futures, no matter what their starting point in life. In the spirit of Dr. King's vision, we are particularly focused on addressing disparities in access to financial services. We understand that economic inequality continues to be a barrier for many in our society. And we are dedicated to providing reputable access to credit, financial education, and community support. We believe that by ensuring that everyone has the opportunity to build wealth, we are helping to create a more just and equal society. At Case Credit Union, our motto is our service, your success. And because we believe that through our commitment to exceptional service and community-driven values, we work towards helping every individual achieve their financial goals and in turn contribute to the greater success of our society. As we honor Dr. King and his vision, let us recommit ourselves to his vision that one day the nation will truly live out the meaning of its creed, that all men are created equal, and that all people deserve equal opportunity, and that all people should have a chance to thrive. I know for myself and my family at Case Credit Union, we are proud to be part of this journey. We are dedicated to fostering economic empowerment, promoting inclusion, and ensuring that no one is left behind. We are working every day to help our members realize their dreams, and in turn, we hope to fulfill Dr. King's dream for a better world for all. Thank you for your time today.
And last, we get to introduce a new diversity level partner, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. And I'm going to have Sam Hosey come up and say hi to us.
Good morning. Good morning. Some prepared remarks. My name is Samuel Hosey Jr. No. And the reason I use my full name is because I'm the son of Sam Hosey Sr., who was the first black pharmacist in Lansing, Michigan in 1961. His perseverance, his dedication pushed and drove him. But even greater than that, while getting his pharmacy degree in 1960, my mother, Helen Hosey, who did not drive, does not drive, who is 94 years of age today, walks to every pharmacy, every hospital, and asked one question: will you hire a black man? They all said no, except one. And that's where my father worked, at Stone's Pharmacy over on the west side. So all it takes is one woman, one man, one company, one community to really live out what Dr. King preached and taught about. So, Sam Hosey is my name. I'm the Director of Innovation at AF Group, and I'm definitely honored to be here and to present and to share. AF Group, along with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, the sponsored Commission's annual MLK celebrations. We've done it for 2 decades. Our sponsorship aligns with who we aspire to be as an organization, both in our business and in our culture. We have strategic initiatives with inclusion and diversity. We are demonstrating our awareness of the real history and ever-present truths so that we have a tangible impact on people's lives in our community. We work within our organization to promote the principles of the MLK Commission in areas such as our employee resource networks, and we're very proud of the work that we do, the volunteerism and the charitable work that we do. In my time at AF Group, I was honored to serve as the chair of our Black Employee Resource Network, where we were there to foster a culture of inclusion for Black employees, their allies, through education, awareness, the real relevant topics that are happening within our community. The work today continues by celebrating Martin Luther King Day, Black History Month, Juneteenth, but we also promote mentorship and professional development for our Black employees through our Sankofa program. Also throughout our communities, we support Black businesses, Black art, Black music, and many other traditions. We are proud to play a small role, just one, towards Dr. King's vision and the Commission's vision, and we thank you so much for promoting a just and equitable society. Thank you for your time. We look forward to visiting with you this weekend.
Thank you, Sam Hosey Jr. I have the honor now. We've got a few of our commissioners here that braved the balmy 30-some-odd degree weather. Y'all, this is going to be a treat because in 2 days I'll be crying because it's going to be freezing outside. So I do want to take this opportunity to bring some of my favorite people on the planet up so that you can meet them. And then it's also staged because then we can just stand here and hold big old checks with people too. So, but that's really not the reason. I'm just joking. I do want to have you all come up. Please, if I start seeing you and you start moving, you know I'm going to forget. So I know that's Liliana Williams is here, so come up, and one of my dear friend Fonda Williams and Tony Brewer. I'm sorry, see? Tony Baltimore and Dr. Lee June and Tristan Wright and my guy, Dr. Brian Beverly, and I think I see Lonnie Lee back there and Kelly. And where's Anthony? Did Anthony leave? Where's Mr. Winston? And Guapo, come on. See, I told you guys start moving. So we have most of our folks here. I'm hoping that Anthony will come here. And Steve Jappinger, where's Steve at?
In his office. Tim's cracking the whip. So
Tim is cracking the whip. All right, so don't tell them I said nice things about them then. You all, I'm going to tell you that this is a group of very special people that are standing next to me, and the signature event that we have on the third Monday in January. Come on up here, you guys. I know you all were working on commission stuff and you had last minute.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
write checks, right?
The work that you get to see on the third Monday in January, we get bragging rights about it, hosting the largest luncheon event in the nation, one of the continuously operating commissions of its kind in the country. You know, when these commissions were put together 45 and 50 years ago to push for federal legislation for a King holiday, the Lansing and these Lansing leaders, along with Michael C. Murphy, formed this commission. And a lot of those commissions are disbanded. I think about maybe 7 or 8 years ago when we started looking, we found about 13 of them still left intact. And this is one of the ones that continuously operated. We never stopped. We continued to do the work. I know it is worth applauding. And it's because of dedicated individuals like the ones here that are keeping that legacy alive. And while we're not fighting at least not now, to keep a King holiday or to enact a King holiday, we still have a lot of work to do. And Coretta Scott King told us that every generation has to fight for its own freedom. And while we may have seen strides towards marriage equality when that Civil Rights Act was passed, we are still challenged every day trying to figure out if Black people are going to keep their right to vote in this country. And until we get to a place in America where we are not waking up and anyone's freedom is in question, then we got to continue to work. We got to continue to hold the legacy close. We got to continue to make certain that we are part of moving that legacy forward, all of us. And these folks are doing it. So give them a big old round. And then, should we just randomly grab checks? And they're over there. So I just figured that if we grab a check and you know that's you, then you can just come up. Can I move this? Can I move?
Yeah, you can.
I can?
Where do you want me to move?
Just move it so that, or it can move behind us over there.
It's full service over here.
It's full service.
It's like Ryan, stuff over here. Thanks. Good job.
Well, and you all skip. Come on, pretend like you love each other. Come on in closer. And I know I hold checks upside down and backwards. And we're looking at everybody, but we're going to look at Joe, who's our Joe, fix us.
Yes, please.
Fix us, Joe. Can you see all of us, Joe?
Yes, I got
You got us. Do I look like Beyonce?
Yes. Do I look like Denzel?
Always.
We good? Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. I like it. I think it's upright. And I don't know how I ended up getting in the front of this.
Because you're the chair.
Here we go. I look like a hostage, don't I? I'm trying not to, Joe. Really, I am. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Yay.
I know.
Your baby. Uh-oh.
No, don't.
Drop in my baby.
We good? You two can hold it and I'll stand right over here to the side. Yes, you got okay.
Thank you.
I needed to make sure I was making you something.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. She had to get her photo.
Okay, we were trying to I know.
Playing Candy Crush.
Danielle? No, it's Tony Baltimore is teasing you. He said you were playing Candy Crush.
I know. Where should it
Right.
Are we good? I knew I got it backwards. I'm just like, CV, not that you need to.
Thank you.
That trust is not here. Dean's not here.
Here, we're gonna figure out.
Can we hold up Dean? Can we get some pictures of our trust and Dean too? But I don't want to be doing. You good? You good? You want to come up here and play with us?
Sure. What's the game?
Candy Crush.
All right.
Just a second, sorry. See, I always hold it upside down. I do upwards. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good. And so for media that's still here, all of these sponsors would love to talk to you. We can still do a picture. We can mark it in. We can mark it in? Come on. Yeah, we'll mark it in. Come on. Come on, BJ.
No. Sam's got it covered.
He's got it covered? Okay.
Oh, Junior involves it, yeah.
We're gonna fix it. It's gonna be beautiful.
There you go.
Good? Perfect. Thank you. So we'll see you on Sunday and we'll see you on Monday.